Welcome to weight training number 10. Today we're focusing on shoulders, abs, and back. Our first exercise is front raises. So shoulders, elbows, and wrists in line. You're going to raise the weight right in line with the shoulder and slowly lower back to start. We're going to perform 3 sets of 10 reps. So make sure you use a challenging weight, but you don't want to compromise form. So make sure it's not going to pull your shoulders forward. You don't want to round your back. You want to have nice strong posture. Squeeze your abs in tight. And then make sure to rest about 30 seconds between sets. So again, raising just in line with the shoulder and then slowly lowering back to start. Keep it up. Almost through the set. So here we go, last set. Maintain that strong form. And make sure to keep your wrists straight as well. So make sure you're not pulling your hands back, you're not bending forward. And now on to our next exercise. We're performing single lateral raises. So 2 sets of 10 reps per side. So make sure you have nice strong posture, roll the shoulders down the back, abs in tight. Arm lifts out to the side. Keep shoulder, elbow, wrists in line. And again, make sure not to bend the wrist. Keep the wrist straight. Good. Keep going. You're almost there. And again, rest about 20 to 30 seconds and move right on to the next exercise. So with this workout, you want to move pretty quickly throughout. You're going to be resting about 20 to 30 seconds, but make sure not to go beyond that. You want to move quickly through this to really gain the benefit. It's low reps, so you should be able to get through it fairly well. Use a challenging weight, but again, nothing that's going to compromise your form. So perform 2 sets on one side and then move on to the other side. And again, nice strong back, so shoulders are pulled back. You want nice tall posture here, so make sure you're not raising your shoulders up as you lift the weight. Again, take a rest. Move on to the second set. Good. Keep breathing. Make sure not to hold the breath. You're going to exhale on the contraction. Inhale as you lower. And next we're moving on to a delt fly. So you're almost through the set. So go ahead, grab 2 weights. You're going to bend forward. Raise your arms out to the side. So flat back. Bend the knees. Hips are back. You're leaning forward over the legs. We're going to perform 3 sets of 10 reps. So lift the arms out. So you're really focusing on the back of the shoulders here. Working your back a little as well. So don't lose form. Don't round the shoulders forward. Maintain nice strong posture. Keep squeezing through. You're almost there. At this point, your shoulders might be a little bit fatigued, so if you need to lower your weight in between sets, that's fine. Just again, make sure you're challenged, so you don't want to cheat yourself here. You don't want to use a nice light weight just so it's easy. You really want to gain the benefit of the workout, especially since it's only a 20-minute workout. So really keep pushing through. So we're moving on to our abs. We're performing an elevated leg sit-up. So I'm using my chair to elevate my feet. You can use a stability ball, a stool, a bench, whatever you can find. I'm using a weight plate here to perform the sit-up. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can just use a free weight. You can use a medicine ball. Basically anything that you have to add a little bit of resistance. So 3 sets of 12 reps. So come up 1 vertebrae at a time, slow lower back to the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. This is going to help ensure that you're not using momentum, you're not swinging the weight to pull yourself up. You're just engaging the core, squeezing the abs. Working really deep into those abs here. Keep going, don't lose the form, and make sure to breathe. So you want to exhale as you're raising up, inhale as you slowly lower. Breath is going to help you get through it. Again, take about 20 seconds rest here. You want to just keep moving through the workout. So even between different exercises, you want to take only about 20 to 30 seconds rest. Keep going, almost there. So moving on to our next exercise, we're performing a V crunch. So 3 sets of 12 reps per side. We've seen these before, so just remember the form here. Forearm is down for support. Lift the legs to meet the elbow. Really focusing in on the obliques here. Again, exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. And take a rest in between sets. And on this one, you may even only need about 15 seconds rest. So if you feel like you can keep going, just go ahead and move through this one. You'll really gain the benefit in your abs. So again, 3 sets of 12 on the other side. Really squeeze up. Make sure you don't stop. Try to keep going even when you feel your abs burning. Enjoy that short little rest and then move on to the next set. Keep the feet together. Try to lift the legs up together so you're really squeezing the obliques here to bring those legs up. And last set. Almost there. Alright, so moving on to our V sit-ups. So using a weight, again, you can use a medicine ball if you have that. You don't have to use a weight here, so if the weight's a little too intense for you, you can always just do this body weight. So knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Start with the weight overhead. Slowly lift up, and as you lift, once the weight reaches your knees, you want to slowly twist to the side and reach the weight down towards the floor. So make sure it's a slow motion. If you're flinging the weight up to perform the chop, then you're going to end up twisting your back. You definitely want to avoid that. So make sure you're coming up nice and slow. Squeeze the abs the whole time you're coming up. And carefully twist to the side. So it's a slow twist. I don't want you to rush through this one. We're performing 3 sets of 20 reps. And again, about 20 seconds rest in between sets. Keep going. Make sure as you come down, you don't let your back flop on the mat. You don't want to let the weight pull you down. If you feel like the weight is pushing you down to the mat and compromising your back, then you're using too heavy of a weight. So make sure to go a little bit lighter. If you have a pretty strong core, you could probably use a pretty heavy weight here. And you always want to challenge yourself. Don't cheat out on these. Almost there. Don't forget to breathe. Remember, exhale up towards the top. Inhale back to the mat. Keep the feet planted. Here we go, we're on our last set. You're almost through this. Your abs are burning at this point, just fight through it. Weight training, your goal is to go to fatigue. So you want to burn out those muscles. You want to push past that uncomfortable point. Keep going. Just keep thinking about your goals. It always helps to keep those in mind. It helps distract you from the pain, number one. And number two, it helps keep in mind why you're doing this. So you always want to remember that. You're almost there. After this, we're going to focus on our back. So we're almost done working those abs. All right, so go ahead and grab a weight. I'm using my weight plate. You can grab a set of free weights as well. You can use bands like we did in the last videos. So bent over rows. Remember, nice flat back. Shoulders pulled back, nice long neck. Make sure the shoulders aren't lifted into the neck. Squeeze your abs in, chest up, hips back. 3 sets of 15 reps. Legs are about hip width apart, and again, slight bend in the knees. Knees are always soft. You almost want to pause at the top as you squeeze your elbows back. So you really want to engage that muscle. There you go, keep it up, almost through the set. Again, about 15-20 seconds rest in between sets. Squeeze the weight back. Engage the back. Don't slump forward. Nice strong posture here. So moving on to our last exercise. It's almost over. Short and brutal, so you can move on with your day feeling strong. So our last exercise is swimmers. Opposite arm and leg are going to lift. Use a light weight here. You can also do this body weight or with bands. 3 sets of 12 reps. Take a short rest in between sets. 10 to 15 seconds. Really squeeze up, keep the arms straight. Keep your belly and your chest on the mat. Engage the glutes, the low back, shoulders. Last set. You guys are almost there. Keep pushing through. Awesome job. So let's do a little stretch. You always want to release the tension after a workout. So even if you're short on time, just do a quick little flow. So remember the yoga flows that we've done. Just go through a flow. Make sure to release the tension in the back and the hips. Stretch over to the other side. Back to your forward fold. Jump back, going through a flow. Chaturanga to up dog. Push back into down dog. This is a really good stretch for your back, for your hamstrings, your hips. Helps to open the shoulders a little bit more, helps stretch all that tension out. Do a lot of shoulder work in the beginning. Just down on the mat. Stretch back into child's pose. Really enjoy that stretch, so take a few good deep breaths here. And then let's thread the needle, so right arm through. Your shoulder is going to be planted on the mat, your arm is straight across the body, and we'll stretch over to the other side. So, arm threads through, you can rest your head on the mat. Again, just releasing tension from the shoulders, more tension from the back and the hips. And push back through down dog. Walk your hands back into your forward fold and stretch up. So just take a few deep breaths here. Again, just releasing more tension from the arms. Opening the side of the body, stretching the abs out a little bit. Over to the other side. And again, stretch the side body. You guys are done. Awesome job today.